All right, team, this is something incredibly near and dear to my heart, and I'm going to first talk about this topic as not the owner of a mortgage brokerage, okay? Not the senior mortgage advisor, not the person that's been in the real estate industry for a decade and grew up in the industry, so on and so forth. I'm going to talk about this as a former renter myself, okay? For those of you that know us, my wife and I purchased our very first home together in September of 2021. Yep, that's right. We did it during the crazy COVID era, 3% interest rates, 40 offers to every house, no repairs, no concessions, all of the things. It was an absolute disaster. It was incredibly hectic, super emotional, all of the things. And again, this is with somebody that was in the industry. But it was the greatest decision that we ever made in our lives, right? Both personally and financially for my wife and I. Now, to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, I actually moved out of my parents' house when I was 18 years old. I was renting a, really nice apartment with roommates since basically getting out of high school. It was a fantastic time. Unfortunately for me, the renting never stopped, okay? I continued renting through my 20s. I continued renting all throughout when my wife and I started dating in 2011. And like I said, we did not become homeowners until 2021. Just thinking about all of the money, of course, that was wasted on rent. Now, not wasted, right? We did have a place to live. It was fantastic. All of the heartache with each and every single place that we continued to rent that kept disappointing us, that every year we had to either sign a new lease renewal with a rent increase or find another place to live, right? It was extremely just uncomfortable, right? You don't want to be uncomfortable in the place that you live, and that continues to happen time and time again. Now, forget all of the money, like I said, that was spent on rent. We lost out in all of the different market opportunities to purchase a home at, 200,000, 300,000, and now our average median home price here in Las Vegas is in the mid 400,000s, guys. Trust me, I understand. I get it. It's not super easy. It's not a slam dunk every single time for every single person to become a homeowner. But this right here, okay, is a general outline on how simple and easy the process can be with the right team, right? Remember, guys, who you partner with matters. And this is something that, again, with me leading first as a former renter for far too long, right? I empathize with my clients, my first-time homeowners. That's why I specialize and focus on the first-time homebuyer community. It's something that I'm incredibly passionate about, and I believe, okay, the American dream is homeownership. Nobody can tell me different. Nobody can show me data and statistics to refute that or argue that, excuse me. The data and evidence is there over decades, okay? The average net worth of a homeowner is 40 times greater than that of a renter. I mean, just take a look at the articles. But here, you want to do these 5 simple steps in ensuring and making sure that you're set up for success from the very beginning. I'm talking about before you ever look for a house, okay? One is you want to get very clear on your numbers, okay? You want to understand what your budget is. You want to talk with a mortgage professional. You want to go through your credit, income, debt, finances, budgeting, all of the things, okay? Far too often, I have families that come to me that are already on the field. By the field, I mean they're already looking to get out there to shop, or they've already seen a house. They've already set themselves up for that emotional roller coaster to come without ever doing any of their homework, okay? So I encourage all of my clients, family, friends, neighbors, relatives, former coworkers, all of the things, please get in touch with somebody like me that does what I do for a living. 6 months before you think that you want to be a homeowner, 6 months before your lease ends. Give yourself a little bit of time, okay, to understand the process, get comfortable, game plan, budget, all of the things. With more time, we can set you up for success more, okay? Now, again, we clearly have the ability to and capacity to make you a homeowner in less than 20 days. If you're ready, you have all of your ducks in a row, you have all of the things, like I said, we'll make you a homeowner in 20 days or less, no problem. But for most first-time homeowners, it's an experience, okay? It's an experience that needs to be handled delicately. Again, it's an emotional process, but when you start weaving finance into it, okay, especially with people that don't normally deal with finance, there's a lot of nuance that you want figured out ahead of time. So we want to know your numbers. What are you comfortable with? What are we budgeting to, and what do we have to work with? Now, savings is also incredibly important. We want to try to have, if possible, at the very least, some amount of savings, retirement account, gift funds from family, something to contribute to the purchase, okay? The more you have available to yourself, whether that be an ability to put your own down payment down, pay for your own closing costs, something available, have an emergency fund, hugely important. Far too often, I get people or have conversations with people that are led into the belief that, yes, with the down payment assistance or grant program, you get your down payment paid for, all your closing costs paid. That's fantastic, guys. But come on, you do not want to become a homeowner with no dollars in savings and a foundation of, a safety net. You don't want to do that, I promise you. So let's have a discussion around some savings. What does your, savings situation look like presently? Credit is always a fun topic with pretty much every first-time home buyer that we talk to, whether that be you think you're, or that you're already in the 800s, or we need to work on your credit to get you into that, 600, 620, 640 range to be able to qualify. Credit is something that I also have a lot of personal experience with, okay? I myself started my credit journey somewhere in the high fives and low sixes about 15 years ago, and here we are today, and I'll see if I can post a little pop-up here, but, I'm sitting quite comfortably in the mid 800s, not because I did anything special, but because I put the work in, okay? Old collections, old charge-offs, old things. Eventually we have to work on our credit. We have to, knuckle up a little bit. It's not going to be a great time for, 6 months maybe, but we have to do the thing to get us to the spot we want to be, okay? So we'll do a deep dive and we'll have a conversation around credit and debt. Again, you want to work with someone that understands those things and they've done it themselves, guys. Super important. Loan options. There are so many different fantastic loan options for a first-time home buyer, whether you're a traditional qualifier, conventional FHA borrower, if you're a active duty service member or a retired service member and you have VA eligibility. Of course, there's USDA if you're buying in rural zones. There are so many different first-time home buyer options that you should be educated on a few different that fit your criteria, okay? You don't want to have just the very first thing that comes your way. You don't want to have a conversation with your, local depository or bank with their program. It, doesn't fit your needs. You want to make sure that you understand all of the different first-time homebuyer options that are available to you. Lastly, and this is my favorite one, is we like to have our home buyers out in the market shopping confidently, okay? That means you've already reviewed all income, all employment, all assets, all debt, all credit together with your local mortgage expert that has your back every step of the way. You understand timelines, you understand the moving parts, you understand the financial obligation when you're purchasing a home. Most importantly, you want to be absolutely confident that when your offer gets accepted, right? We're gonna get your offer accepted, let's make it happen, and you're gonna be able to close on that house. There are no surprises. We already have your loan through automated underwriting. We have the answers to the questions already. So we want you out there shopping with confidence. Remember guys, teamwork makes the dream work, and who you partner with matters.